You ready for it? Yo, what is up, and welcome to another episode of the Miseducation of Music. You are here with J-Treb as always. I'm gonna run that back real quick. Okay, I always be afraid now. When I was editing, I knew it was like, shit, that's gone. That's like, damn. That's what I'm saying, you know? Hey, maybe people will fuck with it. Yo, what is up, and welcome to another episode of the Miseducation of Music. You are here with J-Treb as always, but today I got a special guest in the building with me. I got Dave Bradley, man. Lord Dave in the building, man. The comedian, the rapper, recently a father. Congratulations, man.
Appreciate it,
what's up? Say what's up to the people.
What's cracking, y'all? It's Lord Dave Bradley. Like you said, comedian, artist, producer, father.
Going crazy on TikTok right now.
TikTok going crazy. Instagram Reels going crazy. We hear it, man. I'm just all in all, I'm a creator. Everything I just said.
It's all just under the umbrella of creator.
That's
what's up, man. Because that's how this conversation is about to go today, bro.
Yeah.
When I was looking up into everything that you've been doing, creator is what you do, man. So I want to just start off. What's this first creative lane here? You got music and comedy are the main ones I've been seeing. Mm-hmm. What's the first creative lane you started with out of those two there?
Like I first started like rapping. Right when I was like,
I like
8.
the air quotes. I was about to say them. I feel that. Hey, I was recording 8. Some shit on my home computer in grammar school. You know,
so it was a show. You may remember this or not. How old are you?
I am 24, about to be 24.
Okay, we close to the same age. So it was a show when I was 8. So you would have been like 5 or 6 or something. And it was like a battle rap show on like MTV or some shit. I don't even remember what it was called.
It was like Yo Raps or something.
I don't remember what it was called.
I don't know, but yeah, battle rap show.
It was a battle rap show, and I'm like 8. I'm like, yo, this shit. I have an older brother who introduced me to rap and shit too. So I'm just watching that in my mom's room. She was going at work, working the night shift and shit. Like,
you watching all these battle raps.
I'm watching it, and like, I'm finna write me a rap.
I could do this.
I'm finna write me a rap. That's like my every motivating thought.
It's just,
I could do this.
I could do this. It's like, if I can watch somebody do it, I could do it.
I could do this shit. They're not that cool. They're not that good. You know what I'm saying? But so I write this rap on this notebook or whatever. I'm dissing people and shit. I'm dissing Obi Trice. Like,
I'm dissing people I ain't never met.
I'm sorry, Obi Trice, my 8-year-old self.
You was ready for heat. You was smoke with everybody.
He's so lame. He couldn't even eat rice or some shit. Like, bro, I'm 8. You know what I'm saying?
I know rice was in there.
This nigga.
I know rice was in there somewhere. Had to be.
But from there, a couple years later, around like 6th grade, my homie Rodney, shout out to him. He we both transferred to the same school at the same time and shit. And it was just like some kindred
perfect moments.
Yeah, and he knew how to crack Fruity Loops and shit like that.
Hey, we all started on crack software.
He started. Hey, we never mind.
Hey, man. Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Some of us are still on it. Let me say that too.
I ain't paying nobody for nothing, but
I'm not paying till I make it.
You feel me? He showed me how to crack the shit on the computer, or he did it or whatever. And from there, I was like trying to make beats because he was making beats. Trying to make beats. I hate making beats. Not currently, but at that time, I'm like, this is not for me.
He was like, I can't do this.
It's not for me.
My drums don't even sound like what they sound like on the radio.
It's not even that. It was just too repetitious for me. Like, you just hearing that one snare just
until you figure out what the next instrument is, and then you add one instrument, you listen to the same thing for 30 minutes, one more instrument. That's my favorite part.
It's not for me. I like this.
That's my favorite part, bro. I run the same track back for a whole year.
That's why some of us are producers and some of us are not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know my strong suits. But so that was like the beginning of me learning like music or whatever. Then fast forward, going through high school, I'm writing raps every day. But I'm not recording nothing until like junior year. I started recording music. With some of my homies, Marty, DT.
Studio vibes, or was this at the crib vibes?
It was a studio in a house.
Okay.
But the person whose studio it is, shout out to Six. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of shout outs, but I will.
It's Chicago.
I got to show love.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I got to show love to my people who, you know what I'm saying, been important.
How you got here?
But we was in Six studio in this basement. My homie DT, rest in peace. he just brought us down there, and like we was in like a rap group and shit. Like my first recorded rap is still on YouTube. Like we may can link it, you know what I'm saying, afterwards, or maybe I don't want y'all to see that.
You might have to pull it up, man.
It was fire though. You know what I'm saying? It was fire, but
fire for the time, or like you hold it today. Like
I mean, I still like it.
Okay, hey, that's what's like. If you still like it, then it's hot.
That's it. I hated it then, but I like it now. Like I was like 15, trying to find my voice and shit. So I'm like, ugh.
Definitely. When you were finding your voice, what were some of these influences? Who was you sounding like back then?
I can't even say or whatever. Like when I'm finding my voice, because I was listening to, if I'm 15, that's 2010. Drake was
yep,
like,
that's best I ever had. Pop off.
Drake was the guy. I was like the biggest J. Cole fan in the world.
That's early Cole. So Friday Night Lights, was you on the wave then, I'm assuming?
Before that.
Oh, so Young Simba.
Before that, yeah. Like
okay.
The warm up was the first thing I heard from him.
Oh, okay. So that's real Cole fan. I fuck with that. Cole is one of my favorites.
I was Cole, Kendrick. Like I found out about all of them before Section 80.
Before Section 80 was even on streaming. Yeah, when it was just the
it wasn't
tape.
No streaming. Like,
it was like,
there was no streaming. Younger viewers, there was no streaming.
It was Dat Piff.
It was Dat Piff and live mixtapes, and you had to burn that shit on a CD and put it in the whip. That's how it worked back then.
Man, I remember I used to be straight from LimeWire to iTunes to the iPod. I'm on the move with it, bro.
You had to download, like, they had whatever album artwork they had, but you like, nah, let me go find some cool shit.
You was cold if you had, man, I used to do all the album, and you see, I used to go further. You could put the lyrics in that joint. I would go right over to A to Z lyrics.
A Z lyrics.
Copy, paste. Give me the whole, I want all the lyrics so I can scroll on my click wheel iPod.
AZ Lyrics, that was the first lyric website I ever.
And they was wrong half the time. I used to be so mad as a kid because I was like, that's not even what they said.
It's not what they said. But it's okay.
They didn't figure out how to re-rap. Some of them still don't. If you, it's like you don't understand dialect. Like
they don't. That's because they ain't from. But it's all good. But after like 15, 16, I started recording music with my homie Rick Wilson.
Okay,
Rick Wilson.
Shout out. I don't.
He doing big shit. He doing big shit now. But we was recording his crib. But my confidence, like in my voice and shit, and it's in myself, just wasn't high enough. Gotcha. And then like music costs money, bro. Like people don't realize that the music costs money, whether you go into the studio, paying for beats, whatever.
Even if you got to pay for the equipment to do it yourself. Exactly. You got to make such a crazy upfront investment to like nothing. Almost get nothing back.
There was most of the time you're not gonna get nothing back for a while, but I ain't had no money and shit, so I'm like, man, all right, whatever. So my other interest was like film. Like that was like I got this big film strip tattoo on my arm and shit because film is near and dear to my heart. So I started working with cameras. Like I was in TV class in school. Like I'm winning best director awards and shit, like across the conference, all type of shit. So going from there, doing videos to photography and all this shit, then I start doing podcasts because I'm like, I can just film my own shit.
Man, I was about to say, now you done found your way into every lane.
I know how to do video. Now I can film my own stuff and do interviews, which is what I want to do, you know, talk to artists and shit, pick their brain, all type of shit. Then I'm like, all right, I'm tired of talking to these niggas. So I start doing podcasts.
It's because of that mentality you were saying. If you see somebody do something, you know you can do it.
It wasn't even that per se. It was more so just like, and I'm sure you know this, booking interviews.
Oh, that's the worst part.
I'm like, I'm tired of talking to you.
The worst part of the entire podcasting process is scheduling.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, every other piece, I love it. But like between trying to get everything scheduled, working with like 5 different people's schedules in 1 month, and you're just like, well, if I move one, the entire stack falls.
And it's so stupid. So I'm like, yeah, I'm tired of talking to these niggas.
You just had to drop off of the vibe.
I was like, I'm good. I'm cool. I've done what I wanted to do in podcasts, and I've met so many great people. So
time to use the connections in a new space.
Exactly. So then I went through like this breakup and shit. Then like just to partially as an outlet from that, I started doing stand-up. Got you.
Where are we at timeline-wise for the stand-up?
This is, now we are at 2019.
Okay, so right before the pandemic time, that's when you were like, April I'm just going to turn to this microphone.
April 2019, I'm like, all right, my homegirl, Shout out to you, Jasmine. You still ain't shit, but I say that every time I tell the story. I make sure I tell her she not
Hey
shit.
man, you got to get your specifics out.
But she was going to open mics in the city, and I just thought it looked cool. I wasn't thinking about doing it. Comedy was something that was like
Back of the
all
brain.
the way in the back. Like I'm just like whatever. But she was going to open mics, and I'm like, I just want to pull up. Like it just looked cool. I want to just pull
It's
up.
like
and
the
just
vibe
watch.
seems cool. Let me
It
see
seemed
what's
cool.
up.
I
with it.
love comedy, so like I
comedy
love
is some of the
stand-up.
coolest shit to
It's
me.
the greatest
like
shit
there's
in the world.
comedy and music. I put them so at the same
It's the
level.
greatest shit
like,
in the world, and I mean that. Like music and comedy, it
they're
just depends on the
closer related than a lot of people think. Like the vulnerability within both of them, but the ability to give someone such joy and entertainment from your vulnerability.
That's the best shit in the world.
Man, it's crazy.
Somebody enjoy your whatever it is, that's the best feeling in the world.
That's when it goes crazy.
But she was like, if you want to come to the open mic, you can come, but you got to get on stage. I'm like, all right, like
that's wild. That probably would have discouraged me. It's dope that you still went. I would have been like, nah, bro, I'm out.
I'm like, I can do whatever I really feel like. If I feel like I can do something, I can do it.
I mean, also, it's one of those like, what's the worst that could happen? I wasn't a comedian when I signed up, so I won't be one when I come down. You know what I'm saying?
But I've always known that I was funny. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't worried like, oh, I'm not gonna be funny. I'm just like, I don't want to forget the shit.
Yeah, like the jokes you wrote.
Like I'm never worried about. Oh, I might not be funny. I've been funny way before I've been doing stand up.
Okay,
I've been doing.
I got to make sure I channel this funny so you receive it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing stand up my whole life essentially, just in conversation.
Exactly.
That's how I look at it. But so fast forward from starting stand up in April 2019. My last show was Leap Day 2020, so February 29th.
Oh wow.
And then the pandemic happened, and I also broke my foot, like at the same time.
Damn, that's
in three places, right?
Just a back to back.
It was everything. So I'm like, okay, nothing's happening. There are no shows going on. Like nothing's open. What am I gonna do? I'm like, like I got all this shit in my crib, like from doing podcasts. I got microphones. I got
all the
a computer.
Equipment.
I got my mixer. All this shit. I'm like, fuck it. I had my homie Rodney, same homie who cracked the software. I'm like, bro, pull up to the crib.
Pull up to the crib. We
Crack
need
the
new software
again. Crack it again. And from there, I made my EP Kitchen Corner Classic.
Yep.
So I made it in my kitchen corner. and
hey, that's so pure. That's so pure.
And so it was. And yeah, so that was stand up. Music was technically first, but as far as like the adult version of everything,
like the newer versions of it, because
the more serious version.
Because the first time I saw you was on stage at the Laugh Factory, and you were performing Slide, which is on Kitchen Corner Classic.
Facts.
And that's why it was so insane for me when TJ was on, because I was like, when I first saw both of you on stage was TJ Stokes is a comedian and you were a rapper, and now it's opposite. And I was just like, wait, hold up. Y'all do everything.
Everything, yeah.
Like, it was like, once you get on the stage, it's like, wait, are you going to rap or are you going to do jokes? Y'all going to kill them in both.
I think that was only my second time ever performing music.
That's crazy.
I think that was like my second time ever performing music. Yeah, because the first was like maybe a month prior to that. But that was my second time performing.
You handled the stage very well, because I had no clue.
I feel like performing is never my concern.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I can move a crowd however I please. Like I can interact and engage. I don't worry about that. Like I said, I just worry about remembering shit.
It's like, damn, I want to get up there and not know the words to the song.
But music, I'm like, nah. Like Slide, I feel like Slide is the perfect like concert song, like the way I approach it.
Yeah, because I was about to say you do it with a lot of crowd participation.
Yeah.
And that I noticed immediately, and I was like, oh, he has the whole place with him. Like,
and
it's
that shit
over.
was fire too.
It's
like,
over.
And
like,
that song is fucking
because
fire.
it's like you gonna go home, you're gonna be singing it. You're gonna be in the car. Slide.
People say that all the time, bro. And I love it. I'm just
it's
like,
because it's so memorable once you start singing it and you make everybody get involved in the crowd.
Yeah, bro.
That's what's up. Okay, so now on this music tip, you saying that the music ended up coming through this broken foot, being at the crib. I know Big Body Freestyle plays a part in this. So I want to know about your process in creating the song. So is it a beat first, words first? What's the vibe here?
Always beat first.
Okay.
Always beat first. Like I like to like ride the beat. So I can't create a flow without the beat in place.
Got
You.
you.
Know
So it's like I got to get the mumbles together, and I need the beat to kind of figure out what I'm going to put in there.
And that's why most of the time, like, I have to record at home because I get to just fuck around.
Yep, it's like time is money for
time
real.
Is
when
money,
you start messing with studios, time
shit
is
needs
money.
To be done.
You like, oh, it took me an hour to write that one verse. That was how much money?
Like, that's
how much that verse just cost you.
Yeah. So like, making all these songs at home, like I was like looking for beats and shit like that. Like the first song I wrote to when I decided like I was gonna rap again was Something to Rap About. Freddie Gibbs.
Got you. Okay.
And Tyler, the Creator. I'm like, yo, they killed this shit.
Murder.
I'm like,
murder.
I could kill this shit too. So, like I said, everything I'm just like,
hey, the confidence is there, bro. Hey, you need it, bro. I'm a firm believer in if I'm not my biggest cheerleader, who the hell is it gonna be?
That fake it till you make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit wasn't always there, but I believe it now.
It's like, look, hey,
prove it to yourself.
That's the biggest part of it.
But yeah, the beat normally comes first. Beat normally comes first. So I can kind of get an idea of the energy that I want to go in. Like, I don't really just
so it's not even like thinking about the topic of the song or anything. You gonna let the beat move all of that?
The beat will kind of I don't want to say dictate, but it will influence the topic.
Got you.
So like the song Midnight Gospel, like
that one goes crazy. That beat is insane.
It's insane,
that
right?
Beat is insane.
It's fucking insane. And I'm just like, and Midnight Gospel is a show on Netflix. It's like a cartoon show, so I named it after that because I was high and watching it. I'm like, yeah, this is fire.
It was like, yo, this is there's a message.
This is the greatest name ever. Like, but you know, I wanted to close out the EP, and the beat was just, I'm like, okay, like chain glistening, watch hitting, this is something, whatever. And then like the beat will create the idea for me. Like it won't create the idea, but it will spark an idea. Like if the beat is some super bouncy shit, I'm not gonna be talking about the struggle.
I'm not about to get on here and talk about, you know, the time I had a love that didn't work out.
Like that's not made for that. So
you're not gonna pull an Andre 3000 with the hey ya.
No,
I mean sad words.
That's great and all. You know what I'm saying, but at this present moment,
that's
in
not
my
the
artistry,
that's not the move.
That's not how this go.
I feel that.
Yeah.
So also, I want to know. So this will be released by the time the single comes out that you've shared with me. But I want to talk a little bit about that single now. So talking about your process and how the beat comes first. This new track, what's the title of it again?
Is It You?
Is It You? Okay, man. So this new track, this saxophone is so insane. You sent me the track.
God.
I listened to it twice. It was just like, I don't even know what to really say because what is this sax doing in the background? Now, from the approach of somebody who goes beat first, was that sax laid down when you started writing, or did he come in and go crazy afterwards?
I hit him up. That's my man's DG Sax.
Shout out.
Shout out DG Sax. Because I got the beat first. First of all, that song.
It's hard to think of what the beat sounds like without it. Because I was trying to think oh, maybe the sax came in later, but then what would this sound? It's like the marriage of it all is crazy.
It's amazing. The beat initially was like a little more smooth-ish, like a little more, I don't want to say blues-ish, but like smooth jazz.
Yeah, like it was more watercolors vibes.
Yeah, like it was cool. Like most of my music is like it's chill shit. And I'm like, something.
This is I gotta go stupid. I gotta go stupid somewhere.
And it's funny because like I've known him for a while, but we started doing we did a photo shoot together with my homie George, who hoodie I was wearing when I came in. And I had just been talking to the saxophone guy, DG. I was like, yo, we have to work together.
Something. I don't even know what it is, but we going to make a project.
And, you know, he was busy. I was busy. I'm just like, all right, I hear you. I'm like, but at some point, we're going to work on something. So months go by. Mind you, this song is like a year old before y'all hear it.
Really?
I finished that song like a year ago.
That's even crazier to me.
This song has just been sitting in my phone
even
for like a year.
crazier that you've been sitting on this.
This has been sitting. I was like, this song is really good. I just listened to it like, man. I'm just like, I guess y'all can hear it too.
I guess I'll give it to the world. I've had my fun.
Man, like I love my creation, so like I just vibe out to it.
That's awesome, man.
Forever, and just like, I guess y'all can enjoy it. But
so how long was it sitting without the sax then?
A year.
Oh, so
no, it wasn't. No, my bad. I misunderstood the question. It was sitting without the sax for maybe a month.
Okay, so that was a quick one. You hit him up immediately.
I hit him up. He sent me a few different takes.
Yeah.
Like a more like with the beat style, want to like improvise,
jazzy vibe.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
a couple different flavors.
Yes, I'm like, I had to pick and choose. I'm like, okay, I want to pick this one or whatever. So, then I, go to the studio with it, adjust here and there, adjust here and there. That was my first time really, like co-producing.
Yeah, because I was about to say that's really just a mix session.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, like this is good. And my homie, so he was with me at the studio. He like, what? I'm like, yeah, this
like we're about to go crazy. Like I told you. Like
I feel like that was the next, because there was no live instruments on Kitchen Corner Classic, and for my next project, I wanted to do like more live.
Yeah, kind of just create that feel. I think live instruments need to come back in
live
music so hard. It's so much better.
Always
it's always better. That was like my first text to you was, "Hey, that's real, right?" Like I was like, "Hey, bro, that's real, right?" Because
that shit is so
it's
hard.
too crazy. I really appreciate when people are like when they bring in that element of just like that real energy. Like when you bring in somebody who can speak through an instrument, it's different than hearing an instrument play.
He's talking,
and that's what I'm saying. Like when if you really are into music and you listen to people who are just instrumentalists and they're not just playing the notes to the T to give you a little rhythm, they're trying to speak to you through that instrument. Man, it's different because you like this might as well be a feature.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is at that point.
Why I'm
you like,
I
bro,
have to feature him.
It's like, bro, you are featured on this track. That's how I used to feel about Nico Segal when he was working with Chance the Rapper. Like all of their tracks, it's like, yo, this is two people. Like you saying something different than him, and y'all come back and intertwine at these moments. And bro, you were giving me that same energy with just how y'all were speaking back and forth on that track.
I love that song so much.
Bro, that track is hot. That track is so hot.
And you was like, yeah, I was smoking the joint, listening to it. I'm like, yes.
Like, like yes, this is all I needed. It's like, this was the purpose.
When people tell me, like, man, I was smoking, listening to this shit, I'm like, you figured it
Apparently, that's like everybody's favorite compliment out here. It's like, hey, bro, I'm not going to lie. I had to flame one up when I heard it. It's like, oh, shit, yep, I did it.
Now I know you caught it. Like, you were
because
in
you entered,
the place
you entered it into your moment of solace. I think that's kind of what it is.
I feel like if you smoke and listen to my music, like, slide, whatever, like where I was making it, you have
there.
now placed yourself in that spot, and I'm just driving the car, like, and you just in there
like I just passed it to you. That's all I did. I said, hey, you want to see what that tastes like?
Yeah. So yeah, bro, that's how that shit went, man. That's an amazing song.
Hey, man, I fuck with it heavy. We got this track you've been sitting on for a year, and during that year, you have been dropping reels and just so much content with the comedy. Yeah. So it was crazy because I feel like that's what overloaded my feed damn near. Like it was one day, Lord Dave is top to bottom on my feed with a video every day, man. How'd you get into that vibe, that lane? Like, because I remember the funniest one you got is when it was Chicago radio DJs. Man, I was crying for days off of that one. I showed that to everybody who I knew. I was like, bruh, do you remember like every day coming home from school? Because this is what it sounded like.
This is it. Yeah, bro. That process, like I had to, like I was doing it and then I wouldn't continue to do it.
Gotcha.
Like, cause my whole thing is, okay, I'm a comedian, right? I'm not a fucking joke. You feel me? Like, I don't ever want to be perceived as like, oh, he's just a silly, goofy ass nigga.
Exactly.
Like, that's not who I am. I'm not a goofy person. Like, I'm funny, but I'm not goofy.
Yeah.
So I
know exactly what you mean by that.
Yeah. I had to figure out how I can make these reels, TikToks, or whatever consistently and still be myself.
And not be out here doing little...
Yeah, like, I don't want to dance, like, point to the thing. Like, I don't want to do that. Like,
hey, don't get me started, man. That's why I don't drop them anymore. You saw I had the whole little series about the songs. I was like, I feel like I'm folding on some creative morals. Yeah.
And that's the conversation I had with myself more so recently, which is why I've been posting more and more recently. I'm like, all right, I'm going all in with it. Like,
definitely. And I mean, even the type of content, like I'd say that your complex jokes don't let the goofy show out, if that makes sense.
That means everything to me.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad I can give you that compliment.
That means everything, because I'm like, I want to at least, like, they jokes at the end of the day, but at least think about
something that makes you think a little bit, so it's not just like you're doing something gimmicky.
Yeah, exactly. So that was I had to figure out, okay, how can I put my own personality and my own twist into it, like, and my own crazy way of thinking into
Yeah.
these stupid ass reels and TikToks, whatever. Because this is the only thing that Instagram gives a fuck
It's
about.
the only thing, man.
And I wanted
they were
to,
only pushing short form video content. It sucks.
and
As a person who makes long form video content,
it's like, all right, like
it's like,
okay.
so I can record for an hour and you only want to see 15 seconds.
That's
got
it.
you. Okay.
That's
okay.
it.
Cool. Got you.
So I had to get over myself.
Got you.
I'm like, okay, like, cause I wanted my whole thing to be like, yo, that's a stand-up comedian. Like,
you wanted that to be the first perception
Yes.
on the page.
you know,
correct.
like when shit hit the fan, when shit go where it need to go, like that's a stand-up comedian, right? And so I was posting mostly stand-up clips and shit like that. I was having my guy Muhammad pull up to shows where I'm just trying shit out or whatever. And I'm
It's just like something in here. We're gonna find a clip somewhere.
gonna find, yeah, like I'm always, because I talk shit to the crowd. So
yeah,
even
so
if
it's
I'm
like
not
something
using
in here
jokes,
is gonna hit.
something or whatever. So, but now I'm like, all right, 2022. Let me go ahead, give them what they want,
And
but
just do it.
in my way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So fucking somebody, I did this Rosa Parks.
The Rosa Parks.
the Rosa
joint.
Parks shit. I'm like, I'm gonna just do this whole Black History thing, just being stupid, but
I mean, yeah.
it's fun. You know, you got to go with the trends or whatever.
Oh
but
yeah.
just
Don't get me
use your
started on
own-
the trends.
You know, but go your own way with it. Like you see people doing shit, and you just like, I'm just like, nah. My shit got to be creative. You only gonna see it from me.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
One of ones.
One of one. Jesus being mad at his disciples for like it's just stupid shit that be in my mind. I'm like, that'd be funny.
It's like this one would be good, or even like the bank one and things like that. Your own spin, even on the audios and things
Yeah.
like that.
Because I was saying it in a YouTube video on my channel, and like this long rant about how I perceived art growing up. It's completely different than how like social media rewards art. Like,
Yeah, no, not at all. It's
I'm like, so I'm supposed to
art
steal.
reward versus art creativity.
Yeah,
The different lanes on social
I'm
media.
like, so I'm supposed to take other people's content.
One person makes something original, and everybody else is going to get fame based upon remaking it.
Mind fuck. Like I had to, like I
And
said, I
when
had to
you
get over
break it,
myself.
when you break it down that way, it does really mess with your mind.
I'm like, huh?
Because it's like I sit down all day and I try to think of something that no one's thought about before,
exactly.
and then I show you this, and you go, "Nah, we want that thing. We want the
I didn't
other
even
one."
see it.
And the thing is, like, you almost are. If you play the game to win in the creative realm, you're now playing the game of I want people to copy me, and I know that I will make someone else famous. All of these reels, adding your own spin to it. I want to know from a comedian who's in both of these lanes, because I feel like when it comes to talking to somebody like Stokes, who's another comedian I had on the couch, he doesn't really hop into that reels lane as much as you. So in both, how does it affect your stand up, and how does your stand up affect this lane, like vice versa?
Yeah,
Like,
stand up. My fear comes like, I don't want to say fear per se, but
like nerves,
the
I
extra
guess.
bubbles and
Yeah.
shit. Like it's right before I go on stage.
It's like, damn, am I doing the right thing?
Right before I go on
before
stage.
you walk on.
It's not even that. Like I said, it's always just remembering the jokes and connecting with people. Like I want to just do what I
A lot
came
of
to
it
do.
hinges on that. I don't think I ever thought about that. You do
Yeah.
have to find your connection in such a short time
right away
with a group of people.
right away. And it took me a while to really find my style or delivery. Like it's always been this way, but I've honed in on it more. So
Yeah.
I don't really worry about it too much. Like, cause like I said, some people might enjoy it, some people won't. Like, whatever. Like, it's not gonna be the end of the world. Like, there's another show in an hour.
It's like there will be another comedian on this stage in 10 minutes. Just let me rock through this.
And this is gonna be funny to say, but like watching other comedians like give me all the confidence in the world.
Yeah,
like,
that has to. I
'cause
feel
I'm
like that's
some of y'all are
that's
not
what a lot
good.
of rappers say too. Because it's just like, yo, when you see how many are definitely not getting played, you easily notice you're in the middle of the pack.
Like,
at least
I'm at least fine. Like I'm at least okay.
Like, look, you came here and you saw all of those people before me.
Exactly.
You can sit through this one. I
get
know you can.
All the confidence in the world from watching people do bad. And I don't want people to do bad to boost my confidence. I want people to do well. That also boosts my confidence. Like that inspires me to do better. See if people do bad, I'm just like, I don't have to feel this bad.
Yeah, and I was about to say, because
Because
once you
they
see
got up
somebody
here.
crush before you, that's got to be a whole different experience. That's like, all right. I can't blame it on the audience.
Exactly. But somebody's thinking up before you, just like, all right, well, here we are.
It's like, man, you fucked up the crowd, and that's why my set went. But you don't even get that excuse if the person before you got everybody crying.
Exactly.
You just got to be like, man, I got to figure out how to ride this wave.
Keep it going, yeah. And music, the fear mostly comes like when I'm initially releasing the idea.
Okay.
Like, not even when the song about to drop, like the song come out.
It's like that first hit record on that beat, and you got to hear it back or something?
Like, when I first post like the picture on the gram or whatever, like, okay, this song is dropping.
Oh, okay.
Like, I was like, oh shit. Like,
because now you building anticipation. So
and
it's
also like when you balancing all these different things.
Yeah, all of these mediums.
Everybody on your page isn't here for this one or this one.
It's like you might be here because you want jokes. Do you want the music too?
I don't care if you want it or not, but
you came to the page.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You here, but it's everything is in the bio, so there's no surprises. But it's just like people might not care. But I'm like, the song is great, so I don't really care either way.
Man, so I want to know what you got coming up next, man. So what's up next for him? We got this track that we're going to play at the end for him that's just dropped, but what else are we going to get for him?
Yeah, Is It True comes out on the 11th. You know?
Okay, true. Yeah, this episode should be out by then.
Yeah, so it'll be out. Check that shit out. But lately, in my absence from doing stand-up, because I've been at home with the baby and my girl, I've been writing sketches and things. Not the Instagram, TikTok shit, whatever.
You talking about sketches.
Like actual
sketches. We're thinking Dave Chappelle, the real era of sketches.
Exactly. So that's been my because like I said, like film is like that's where my heart is. So I'm like, I want to do more visual content. Like stand-up isn't necessarily visual, like it's in person.
Yeah.
But more visual content, so I don't have to be present to be present.
Exactly. I mean, you can make your bread in a different manner.
And I can be at home evergreen scratching my ass. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's the goal. Scratching my
that's
the goal.
Who is not trying to make $1 million while scratching their ass?
But working on these sketches, writing these sketches. I try to write one every day.
That's what's up. That's real commitment.
I try to write one every day.
Like people who write anything involving scripts. This is how do you all do it? You all rough. Are geniuses.
It's rough. I just like I said earlier, like you just have to trust yourself.
Just next line. Gotta keep going.
Yeah, keep going because it's just a first draft. Like it don't have to be finished.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. This might be one of them podcasts where you didn't change my life up, bro. I'm gonna have some different mentalities walking out of this one, G.
Like, and I appreciate that, but the shit is just like a first draft. Like I'm like just write it
and get it
and
through.
Save it, and then you can come back to it. But I want to have this backlog of shit that I can always go back to.
I mean, like, you got a whole catalog. You can be like, we can grab one and we can make one out of that, and we can make one. That's what's up, man.
Like when I first decided I was going to start writing these sketches, I'm like, what I'm gonna talk about? I have notebooks on top of notebooks on top of notebooks, and including the notepad on my phone full of jokes that are maybe for stand up.
But it's like you could make a whole sketch off that. It's like this premise is usable anywhere.
Exactly. If you watch like most sitcoms and shit, like
it's based off jokes.
It's based off shit you might see in a stand-up.
Some stand-up comedians got TV shows based off jokes. Most famously, Bernie Mac. And the Bernie Mac show is based off the Kings of Comedy closer.
Yeah.
That is all about his family.
Amazing.
And it's a whole TV show based off that joke.
Like 5 seasons worth.
Based off that joke. Off milk and cookies.
Milk and cookies. I want some milk and cookies.
And that's so dope to me.
Him downstairs. Yeah.
Him downstairs. Oh, man. That's one of my favorite of all time stand-ups.
Shout out to Burn, man. Legendary.
So we got sketches on the way. We got the new track out. Anything else we got to be looking out for?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Just working on these sketches, and I'll be back with the Corner Classic. Producing more shows.
Definitely, man. I'm at the next one.
I don't think I'll host them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily feel like I enjoy hosting. Mm-hmm. Like I'll do it because.
But yeah, it's just your brand. And your name.
I can do it. Yeah,
but you got somebody else working the stage.
Yeah, because I also want to do more stage time. Like,
got you. I mean, you come through and be the closer. It's your show.
And I want to.
You close the night out. Have somebody else do the legwork, bro.
Yeah, and I want to do aside from the sketches, last year I wanted to do this, but having the baby and shit. But I'm trying to drop a special, bro.
Oh man,
for the people, man. Trying to drop a special for the people. A little 30 minutes something for the people.
30 minutes.
Because like I said, who was the competition as far as like okay, this is the new
It's
generation of
easy.
comedians.
There's some slots available.
The slot is wide open until it's not.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you got to let everybody know it's available, but not to
Until
everyone.
it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's mine. So that's what it is, bro.
Definitely, man. Hey, man, thank you so much for coming in for the podcast today,
you,
man.
bro.
It was great having you on. We're going to have the links and everything in there, and we're going to make sure the outro track, Is It You, is up here, man. Listen to this saxophone. Go run this track. I'm linking it in the bio. Go add this to your Spotify. Add this to your iTunes, man.
Hey, let me preface this, okay? Before you press play, okay? Go grab your partner, whoever it is, man, woman, whatever. Grab your partner. Get you a little scotch.
A little scotch.
Or some wine or
drink.
something. A little ripple, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Take you a little puff. Turn it on. Don't turn it to the max, but turn it like 75.
75, yeah. This is 75%
right?
track.
75%. Turn the lights down a little bit and just walk up behind your old lady and just see how you feel.
Hey, look, you got the premise, you got the setup. Now you need to go do that, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Classic shit, man.
We out, man. We out.
Tell me, is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Yeah. Tell me, is it you?